Okay, welcome to week 4 for course updates video. Thank you for coming and checking this one out. This week's video is all about emulators, what emulators are and how I'm actually using it. I am not a gamer, but I'm using it to help me out with photo editing. So as I shared in last week's video, one of the things I love about using Canva is that they do have their free online version, and that way I can use a full-size screen when I'm doing all of my designs. So in the course that I'm taking right now, which is teaching me a bunch of photo editing techniques, it's predominantly using apps on my phone, which is great, but I was wondering if maybe some of these apps had now come out with a free online version just like Canva that I could maybe use. And in that process of trying to search for some of these options, that's when I got introduced to emulators. So what's an emulator? Well, this might not be the technical definition of it, but the easiest way for me to sort of explain it would be it's ultimately a program you can download onto your computer that acts a bit like a phone, in the sense that you can then open apps and use them right on your computer screen instead of on your cell phone. So the one that I'm testing out is called BlueStacks, and I'm using it on a PC, so when I download it, it's creating an Android platform for me to work in. So that means I go in there into the App Store, which is Google Play, and I can start downloading different apps that I want to use. So it is set up predominantly for using it to play games, but what I'm using it for is to be able to download photo editing apps such as Snapseed, Lightroom for mobile, and VSCO. Now these are apps that I'd already played with before, but I kind of just got a bit frustrated of trying to do it on such a small screen on my smartphone, and so I stopped really diving in and learning too much of the features. I've also downloaded a bunch of other apps, as you can see here, because these ones are all recommended through the course that I'm taking. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all of them on my BlueStacks or not. It depends as I learn what each of them do and I figure out which ones I'm the most comfortable with and have the most value for me. I'll probably remove a few because in BlueStacks I do only have so much space, and I want to make sure that I leave enough free so that I have the space to do the editing I want to do. So what's really great is I've tested out a few of the apps so far, and they seem to have all the functionality that the same free versions have on my smartphone, which is fantastic. I can follow along with what they're teaching me in the course and do it on a large screen and get really detailed on the edits that I'm trying to do. Now the one thing that did take a bit of time trying to play with, and eventually I just had to go and Google the answer for, was what do I do after I've saved the edits? I downloaded them, it showed it download them, but I couldn't find them on my PC. And it turns out there is an extra step that I have to do to get them off of BlueStacks and onto my laptop so I can use them. And that's what the Systems app is for. So if I click into there, I should see a folder called Media Manager. And in here, I can see all of the things that I have created, imported, edited. They're all there for me to pick and choose from. So if I open up the image that I want to now save on my computer, I have the option to send it to Windows. Or instead of clicking on just one photo, if there's a bunch that I've worked on and I want to export all of them over to my laptop, I can click on Export to Windows, then click on all the ones that I want to send, and then again, export to Windows, and they're all saved wherever I decide to save them on my laptop. And then from here, I can then put them into Canva or use them the way they are and set them up to be Instagram and Facebook posts. Now, this might sound like a lot of steps just to edit a few photos in order to use them on Instagram or Facebook. And in the beginning, it kind of is until you get used to the apps and the programs and figuring out all the little pieces. But the more that I keep practicing, the faster it's becoming, and honestly, it's totally worth it to be able to work on a full-size screen. I just love actually being able to see the colors properly, to be able to zoom in a bit better. So for me, this is totally worth it, and I know I'm gonna get really quick with it all. So if you're like me and you've been having a bit of fun doing some photo editing on your phone, but have just found that the screen is way too small, then I definitely recommend you try out an emulator on your computer. I'm going to put a link to the BlueStacks one so you can download that one if you like. I don't get any kickbacks for it, so download it if you like or go pick another one. But I would love to hear from you and let me know if you enjoy it, if you do find it easy to use. And if you're someone that already knew about this hack and has been using an emulator for a while, let me know which one you're using and maybe anything I might not yet know about BlueStacks and what it can do for me. I would love to learn from all of you, and I hope you've learned something from me today. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking this out, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye! Holy smokes, this is so loud.